Protein shakes are something that I get asked about fairly often. I'll get asked whether a mountain biker should take a protein shake, whether the complete hype, whether chocolate milk or milk is better, which is the best protein shake to buy. So in this video, I just want to clear up some myths about mountain biking and go into a little bit of detail about whether you should or shouldn't be taking a mountain biker, taking a protein shake, explain exactly what they are, and just really dispelling any myths around them because they get asked about all the time. So I thought it'd be good to give you kind of my view on them and to just really explain a little bit about them because there's so much information out there. Hopefully I'll be able to give you the sort of correct opinion to decide whether you should or shouldn't take a protein shake. So I hope you enjoy the video. So to start off with, you need to understand macronutrients in general. So macronutrients are essentially the makeup of what your food is made up of. So you've got three main ones. You've got alcohol as well, but we won't include this for this. So you've got carbs, protein and fat. You've heard of those a million times. Now protein is essentially the building blocks of your body. So when you head out on a ride or when you do a workout, you break down your muscles, you break down your body, and your body then needs to build back up your muscles, build back up your body. Now to do that, it specifically uses protein. So you eat protein, it breaks it down into amino acids, and that's then used to help rebuild your muscles back up again. So if you don't eat enough protein, you're not going to be able to recover properly from your workouts and from your rides. So that's what protein is. Not just protein shakes, but protein that you get from beans, from sort of vegetarian sources of protein, protein you get from meat and fish and eggs and dairy. That's what protein is. You've got different types of protein, but it all comes under that same umbrella of protein, and its key job or its main job, the reason that you may want to take a protein shake, is to just help build your body back up after you've broken it down from any kind of exercise. So that's it on its simplest form. That's what protein is used for. So when do you typically take a protein shake? So I generally recommend for most people watching this video, you have a protein shake immediately after a ride or workout. And the reason for that is because when you train, as I've just talked about, you break down your muscles. Having a protein shake immediately after a workout helps get protein into your bloodstream and going straight to your muscles to aid that recovery process. So what you'd do is you'd have a whey protein shake, just like a couple I've got here. You'd mix, put a scoop, maybe 2 scoops in a shaker, fill it with water, not milk for most people, water, and then shake it up and drink it straight away. So if you're in the gym, have it in the gym. If you've done a workout at home, have it as soon as you've finished. If you finish a ride, you either have it as soon as you get back in the door, if you're obviously riding from home, or you'll have it at the trail centre. If you're at a trail centre, you can have it ready in your car, ready to go. Don't pre-mix the shake. So you take a protein shaker like this, that's dry, with protein in the bottom, and then have water separate, and then you add your water. And the reason for that, if you've ever made a protein shake and left it for an hour or two, it just goes minging. Don't do that. Ben's nodding his head behind the camera. We've obviously all done that before. So make sure you mix it and then drink it. But that's essentially what a protein shake is. Now, whenever I mention this on Facebook or social media, there's always somebody who jumps in the comments and starts to slate me or attack protein shakes and say it's not necessary. The person isn't necessarily wrong when they come up with their argument that a protein shake isn't necessary, but what they're not understanding and what they don't understand is I know who my audience is. I know what the vast majority of people watching this video eat, what they're like. Now, the person who tends to comment tends to be someone who really loves nutrition, who reads nutrition books, who loves reading nutrition studies, and is an absolute nutrition guru, kind of self-made from reading books, and that's great, but they're in the 0.5% of people. The vast majority of people are just everyday people who just want to recover a bit better and who don't want to obsess about nutrition. So most people watching this video probably don't eat as much protein as they should do, so they won't be eating enough protein to adequately recover. So for you watching this, unless you're a proper, if you can say I nail my nutrition, having a protein shake will be massively beneficial for you because you're getting a hit of about 30 grams of protein, which will just go towards recovering your muscles and to boosting that recovery. Now, what people will also say in the comments is they'll start to name this study and that study, which has shown that just eating proper food is just as beneficial for you as a protein shake. And that's fine, but most of these studies are done on professional athletes whose job it is to train and eat right, and they're comparing having a perfect diet with a protein shake or a perfect diet without a protein shake. Now, if you're comparing these two variables, in that situation, fine, a protein shake may not be beneficial. Totally fine, don't have an issue with that. The thing is, me and you do not have an athlete's diet. We don't have a perfect diet. We have full-time jobs. You may have kids that you've got to look after. You're running around doing this, that and the other. You probably enjoy to have a beer on a weekend or, you know, to have some nice meals out and things like that. You don't have a perfect diet. So having a protein shake can really help boost your protein intake. So if you're looking at having an imperfect diet with probably not quite enough protein, and adding a protein shake into that after a work versus an imperfect diet with no protein shake, chances are having the protein shake is going to outperform not having it. So my argument is that 99% of people watching this video who don't have an absolutely perfect diet, and I do not have an absolutely perfect diet, would benefit from having a protein shake after a ride or workout. I'm not arguing that you can get the same benefits from a whole diet. Totally agree. If you're going to have a perfect diet, you might not need one. Fine. If you eat enough protein, and enough is quite a large number for a lot of people, more than you may realize. If you do eat enough protein and you nail your macronutrient ratios, etc., then yeah, you may not need a protein shake. Fine. But for most people watching this video, for most mountain bikers, it is beneficial. So this is my answer to everybody. Whenever I mention the word protein shake, who immediately jumps in and says it's just a load of marketing BS and can you have real food? That's the reason behind it. So it's just all about weighing it up on the individual. And for most people, it's beneficial having it after a ride or a workout. Now, the other question that I often get asked about is whether you can just have milk or chocolate milk instead of a protein shake, and it's just as beneficial. Now, the reason that I believe a protein shake is better than having milk or having chocolate milk is because if you get some milk out of the fridge, you'll notice that the protein content is actually fairly low in comparison to the carbohydrate and the fat content. Now, after a workout, you want as much protein as you can get, and you probably, again, most people watching this probably don't need any carbs after a workout, because if you're like most people watching this, you probably enjoy your carbs, you enjoy your bread, and you enjoy having potatoes with your meal, and you enjoy biscuits and chocolate and things like that, which is totally fine. But chances are that you get more carbs than you need in your diet and not enough protein. It's not saying you should go low carb. I'm just saying that most people eat too many carbs and not enough protein. So what you don't need to do is have milk or chocolate milk, which is more carbs, more fat and less protein. You want to flip that on its head, and you want more protein and you want as little carbs and as little fat as you can get in that post-workout shake. So that's why I recommend having a protein shake instead of milk or chocolate milk, because you get much more protein per serving and a lot less carbs and a lot less fat. The reason you don't want those carbs in there for most people is because you possibly already eat too many carbs anyway, so you don't need to be adding more. And the only caveat to that would be if you're ripped, you know, you've got really good six-pack, you're super lean, picture a typical cross-country rider. If you're the type of person who just can't put on weight, then you might add carbs to your post-workout shake, post-ride shake. For anybody else, you probably want it to be low carb. The reason you don't want fats in your post-workout shake is because fats slow the digestion of food. Now, that can be brilliant for sort of increasing the longevity of how long a food keeps you feeling full for, but it's not ideal after a workout. So you might want to mix a protein shake with milk if you're having it as a snack, because then it keeps you fuller for a bit longer and it digests slower because the fats will slow the digestion of it. But after a workout, you want to go for protein mixed with water, because that digests much faster and will get back into your bloodstream much quicker and aid that recovery process. Now, the final benefit I want to talk about, and the reason I recommend it to most people, is a lot of people, when they get home from a ride, You get home, we've all done this, and you just go wild, raiding the fridge, shoving bread and biscuits down you, eating everything in sight, and you end up consuming 1,500 calories in like a 20-minute sitting because you're just starving and you can't control it. Now, if you have a protein shake before you get to that phase, it will take the edge off your hunger, and it will maybe give you that 20 or 30-minute window to then be able to cook some healthy food and have a healthy meal instead. So if you have a protein shake followed by a healthy meal 30 minutes later, that is way better than coming home and having spoonfuls of Nutella and loads of biscuits and crisps and toast and stuff like that. And I've been there many times, and I'm sure I'll do it many times again. But in an ideal world, if you have a protein shake and then a healthy meal, you're going to be consuming less calories overall, and you're going to be giving your body what it needs rather than just filling it with a load of crap empty calories that aren't actually going to help you recover that well and will just pile on weight onto you. So that is why protein shakes as a whole are really, really beneficial. I'm just going to check my phone to see if I've missed anything. I don't think I have. For most people watching this video, have a protein shake after a ride, after a workout. And you can also have it as a snack if you want. If you are having it as a snack, maybe mix it with milk like I've said. That's it. Take a protein shake for the majority of people. Sorry for the quick interruption. Just had a HelloFresh delivery at the door. Now, I'm not sponsored by them. I pay full price for them, but I highly recommend HelloFresh for your meals. It's what I use for my meals. They send you all the ingredients and then you can prepare them. Everything's prepped and you've got the recipes there. So on a complete tangent, that's what I use for the majority of our healthy meals, so it's worth doing, they're really good. Now, the only thing that I missed off from that video of protein shake benefits is that it also hydrates you as well. So you finish a ride, you know, you have a full one of those of water, that goes a long way to help keeping you hydrated and to help rehydrate you after a ride, so it's beneficial from that point of view as well. But yeah, sorry for that interruption. I hope you really, really enjoyed the video. Hopefully it's cleared up some of those things around protein shakes. I think when you see a snippet of advice from it on a Facebook post, people add their own meanings to it, and they think that I'm saying that everybody needs to have a protein shake and, you know, they're beneficial for everybody. And yeah, if you have got a perfect diet, you might not need one, that's fine, but most of us don't. On Facebook and on Instagram, for me to get my points across, you have to kind of talk in absolutes, otherwise the message just gets lost. Now, a video like this allows me to go into the nuance behind things and actually explore a little bit more detail behind it. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, for most people, you might want to go away and start having a protein shake after you work out or ride, because it probably will help your recovery and help take your hunger cravings out of there. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Hope it brought you some value. Please make sure you're subscribed if you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time for another MTB Fitness video. Thanks.